Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, we are James and Kelly, and in our last two videos from the Dominican Republic, we took you around as we walked around the first city of the Americas in Santo Domingo, sharing our first impressions of the country. We then took a bus to the southwest of the Dominican Republic to Barahona to see the crystal clear waters and the beautiful Caribbean Sea. But unfortunately, our trip from Barahona to Las Terrenas did not go as planned, and unfortunately, we got scammed. Our taxi driver was supposed to be here at 5:20. It's now 5:32, and the bus leaves at 6, so we're cutting it really short, and we have no idea if this taxi is going to show up. But we are going to make it to Samana at some point.
We barely made it to the bus. We pulled up 2 minutes before 6 o'clock. I ran into the ticket station to buy the tickets, and luckily the bus helper just walked up to Kelly and said, "Are you getting on the bus?" and took the bags with me. So we're on the bus now. It actually hasn't left yet, so it's 6:03, but I think we're about to go. We arrived in Santo Domingo, got off the bus, and we took tickets to buy another bus to go to Samana. And the only place we can go to in Samana is Sanchez, which is about a 20-minute drive south of Las Terrenas, where we were staying. So once we get to Sanchez, we have to find out how we're going to get to Las Terrenas.
So we are on the Caribbean Tours bus to Sanchez, and our bus broke down. We're an hour outside of Sanchez, so that really sucks. And then we just realized as well that we should have taken a different tour company to Las Terrenas, because Caribbean Tours doesn't go there, only one bus does, so a few mistakes were made on this little travel to Las Terrenas, but it'll be okay. We're drinking our greens because we brought no food, thinking we'd be there by lunch. We'll see what happens. Bus finally arrived 2 hours later. Now we're trying to get ourselves on the bus. Get a real Caribbean tour.
Right when we got off the bus, there's these two guys. One was in a vest, which kind of like made him look like he actually worked for the bus company, but he did not. Immediately when we got our luggage out, they took it and put it on their bikes. And then that said they were going to take us to Las Terrenas for 50 pesos each. Hey, this is us from the future. After watching our footage and kind of realizing that we did not give enough explanation from everything that happened because we were a little bit too frustrated and emotional after what happened. Basically, we fell for a taxi scam, which is where the taxi driver kind of gives you a price and then halfway through the ride, he demands more money. They'll be really aggressive and intimidate you to try to get as much money from you as possible for this taxi ride. As you can see, we got off the bus in Sanchez, and we got off the bus. We knew we were gonna get off there, but kind of like how it started is this guy in a yellow vest got onto the bus and told everyone that if you're going to Las Terrenas, you get off here. And the bus driver let this man get on and kind of give this announcement. So we thought it was kind of a legitimate person. And so we got off and we went to get our luggage, and the two guys, one in the vest and the other guy, immediately grabbed our luggage and put it onto their bike. And they basically told us that they would take us to Las Terrenas for 50 pesos per person. This was quite cheap. 50 pesos is about $1 per person. But we also had a family right there that spoke Spanish and English, and they were confirming with us that yes, they are saying 50 pesos to go to Las Terrenas. It's a 20-minute bike ride. And so kind of we got on. They already had our luggage. And so we went with them.
Yeah, and as we were going, so we made this nice little stop. We were just kind of amazed by the view because it was absolutely gorgeous on the ride up, and they stopped, and instead of us trying to listen to what they were talking about, where we took out our phones, I had James take a picture. James got off the bike, and that time in we didn't recognize anything that was going on. And looking back at the videos, you can tell that both of them are a little uncomfortable with us, like, you know, recording and doing all that stuff. But we didn't pay attention. We were just, oh, this is so amazing. This is so great.
Bus at Sanchez, and now New York.
Okay.
No, no era de eso.
And James, your zippers are zipped. And then what happened after that point is we started driving. My driver, I think, was like probably the lead scammer. He actually started to, you know, kind of look at me, try to talk to me on the bike, and he was patting my knee, trying to make me pay a higher price. And I was just like, all I kept saying is 50 pesos. It's what you said. But he was trying to say, no, $50, 50 US dollars. I said, no. But I have not spoke Spanish in a long time, and I've never been pretty good at, or fluent at Spanish to be able to like really argue and to like do this negotiation. All I know is I'm like, 50 pesos is what we agreed upon, and the numbers you're saying in Spanish are not 50.
Yeah.
And so my driver was already going super fast, and he was like kind of being a little bit more aggressive towards me when I kept telling him not $50. And then finally James' driver kind of, you know, drove up closer to him, and I told James what they were saying. And then this is where it kind of got really uncomfortable, because my driver was getting more angry and aggressive towards me, trying to say no, not $50, that he would speed off and would like go super fast where I couldn't see James from behind anymore. And that it was just like me feeling very uncomfortable, unsafe. Like, I don't know where James is. I don't know where I am. And I'm on a motorbike with this guy who has all of my stuff.
Yeah. So we actually stopped twice. The first time we stopped is Kelly told me basically what's happening, and that's when they started to tell us that no, it's not 50 pesos, it's $50, which is a, you know, $98 increase from what we agreed upon. And I told them, no, that's ridiculous.
This was also all per person, so it's not like 50 total. It was per person they were trying to get from us.
And so I started to argue with them. Eventually, we didn't agree on a price. They just wanted us to get back on the bikes. They drove us a little bit further, and then it started to rain. So we stopped again because the rain was too much. And again, they started to argue with me. And this is when they started to get like a little bit...
Not both of them. Only my driver was being the real like aggressive towards everything. James's driver was kind of just like kind of standing there.
After the first stop, my driver just kept on asking me, how much are you willing to pay? How much are you willing to pay? Can you give us this amount? And I said, no. I kept on telling him this is how much a taxi would have cost. We already looked it up. And he said, no, we can't take that. I told him like $20 I would give them. So when we stopped for the rain, I kind of asked them, I was like, you know that you're scamming us. Like, this is a scam. I'll give you this amount of money. And this is when Kelly's driver started to get really loud and angry. He started calling me crazy. He started yelling at people across the street saying that this is how it works.
He's like, there's no Uber around here, right? There's no Uber. You're right. And then these people are just kind of like staring at him and then kind of like walking away. They didn't really like engage with him.
Right. And at that point, we were actually only a 10-minute walk from the town. Either way, the guy was being really aggressive towards the price, and he's kind of getting really upset. But they eventually agreed on $30 total to take us to Las Terrenas. And it was actually quite scary. They could have,
we didn't know what
robbed us or taken us somewhere where we didn't know where we were.
So all they literally did was they drove us to where Las Terrenas entrance was, where they had the nice big entrance sign. They dropped us off right at the front at a parking lot, and then we were trying to like give them money, and all they did was just like grab the money out of our hands, and that was it. They didn't count it to make sure it was good or not. They just grabbed the money.
We did and left.
Pay them the $30 US, but if we would have given them anything lower, like they would have not have known, because they didn't check it, and they were just yelling at us, angry, and just grabbed the money and left. We were very lucky that we made it to Las Terrenas town, though. And we'll show you a little video of us when we finally arrived at the Airbnb, and you kind of see it, our body language, how flustered we were about the situation. Then they dropped us off at the entrance, and we had no way of getting to our Airbnb. We tried to call a first we called an Uber, and the Uber was charging 350 pesos cash. He wasn't accepting the Uber rate, and I kept trying to negotiate on Uber, and then I just canceled it. James called a taxi, and the guy said the taxi was going to be 500 pesos, which like, that's still so expensive. And we got 2 guys on a motorbike that took us here for 300 pesos. It's been a time, but we've made it to the Airbnb. It's hot. We need to figure out how to get the AC to turn on and eat because we have not ate all day today. Ooh. Welcome to Las Terrenas. This is probably a weird video for us to post because we normally don't, show the negative sides of traveling or like different types of scams because we always have our guard up and we are very cautious of what we are doing. But unfortunately, we did let our guard down this one time, and that's what happened to us, Sometimes this happens when you're traveling, so you always have to make sure you are keeping just alert as much as you can.
Yeah, stay alert. Be cautious. Something seems too good to be true. It is too good to be true. They are scamming you.
Yeah. And don't just go with a person that comes straight up to you in the beginning. If they come to you, it's more than likely they are trying to scam you.
Yeah.
Which happened to us, and unfortunately, we went with it even though we normally say no. We do want you to know that this is not like a representation for all of the Dominican Republic because we met some incredible people that were always willing to help us whenever we needed it. On our way to Barahona, someone helped us, make sure we got on the correct bus. When we got off in Barahona, there was this nice guy that let us take his own taxi to get us to our homestay because we had no way of getting there.
While in Las Terrenas, we went on a guagua, which is like this public transportation bus, and everyone on there was helping us get to where we wanted to go. And there's lots of good people. It's just you have to watch out for the scammers.
Scammers are going to be all over the world, wherever you go, your home country or abroad. So, just always keep alert. But next week on our video, you're going to be able to see us traveling to Limon, the waterfall, the beautiful place in Las Terrenas. This just unfortunately had to be a video on its own to hopefully help you if you ever plan to go to the Dominican Republic or anywhere in the world, what to look out for when it comes to taxi scams.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to check out our future videos, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right, bye.